Pokemon Discord version, Book 2, Chapter 4, Part 2.
The only mystery that remained was the location of their ghostly friend, Adonis. Seeing Adonis's memories directly through his eyes gave Aiden a deeper perspective on life, death, and everything in between. As this inevitability caused Aiden to grow a little, he also knew that he had a long way to go until he was ready to face the king again. Aiden thought to himself as they made their way through the snowy brush. Aiden's thoughts.
Master Eldritch, I can't tell you how sorry I am to have let things happen like this. I feel so lost knowing that you don't exist anymore. Or maybe I'm wrong. I know you're gone, but I can still feel you out there watching over me. Almost like your spirit hasn't left my side. I know I wasn't strong enough to protect you, but I will become stronger so that nothing like this can ever happen to anyone else again. Master Eldritch, it's been an honor to have had the privilege of becoming close with you. Thank you for everything you've given me, time and time again. I hope you're with my mom and dad.
Aiden thought to himself as he held back tears.
Okay, we're almost there, guys. This is the main path to the village. Let's keep going.
Arabella yells as she begins to excitedly quicken her pace. Aiden started to run after her. Hey, wait up! Blythe said as he began jogging as well. Whoa, Arabella! This place is gorgeous! Blythe said as they all stopped in front of a sturdy wooden bridge that appeared to be crafted with the most luxurious intricacy. Above it was a giant wooden carved statue of Murkrow that stood prominently.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's home. Come on, I'll introduce you to everybody.
Arabella said as they continued across the bridge that hung suspended about 20 feet high over a snowy pasture. The village of Dissidia was covered with natural snowy beauty. Carvings and wood-whittled decorations stand tall around the bridge entrance and throughout the entire village, while loads of wisp-like Pokemon hovered and interacted with one another happily. They could see faint lighting from luxury cottages and wooden shelters that surrounded a massive tree, bigger than any tree the boys had ever seen, which stood erect directly in the middle of everything. Its branches spread far and wide across what appeared to be the entire span of the village, housing many of the surrounding woodland Pokemon. As they approached the other side of the bridge, they were met with a murder of Murkrow that flew from the trees above and flocked towards the village. They then started to see many different Dissidia residents ahead as they began congregating in order to greet Arabella and her new friends. Suddenly, Aiden, Blythe, and Arabella sensed a cold presence. "Did you miss me, kid?" said Adonis, who majestically appeared out of thin air.
Huh? Anzu.
Aiden said.
It's fine, kid. You know my true name, and you've seen my true face. I suppose there's no hiding my identity from you anymore. No secrets with Alakazam, huh?
Said Adonis to Aiden.
What? No, a dark spirit? How did you get past the barrier?
Arabella said as she whipped her magical tree vines directly towards Adonis, quicker than anyone could react.
Not the best with first impressions, are you?
Adonis said to Arabella as he dodged her attack and appeared standing behind her, facing the opposite direction. Arabella then quickly jumped back, away from Adonis.
Huh? Drapion, extinguish this evil spirit. Crunch attack.
Arabella yelled as she summoned her Pokemon partner Drapion, the armored Venom. Drapion let out a vicious cry as it quickly attacked Adonis with a massive bite.
King's Shield, Aegislash,
Adonis said as his Phantom Shield appeared in a flash to stop Drapion's assault. The attack was successfully blocked as Drapion attempted to smash the Phantom Shield between its razor-sharp jaws. Aiden's thoughts.
Whoa, that's really a Drapion? The poison and dark-type Pokemon. This is the first time I've ever seen one up close before. So cool. If only Master Eldritch was here to share this moment with me.
Aiden thought to himself woefully. Adonis then teleported back to his original position out of the Drapion's range and waited patiently without drawing his weapon or summoning any Pokemon. Wait! No! That's our ghost friend we were telling you about earlier, Arabella! Don't fight him! Blythe yelled out.
Wait, what? This is him?
Arabella asked in confusion.
Arabella Augury, is this how you treat our honored guest and grandson of Eldridge Nova? Have some respect. I know I have taught you better manners than that. Stand down at once.
A stern voice came from the crowd scolding Arabella as an older silver-haired gentleman stepped out front and center with a hunch crow that followed close behind him. He wore a long black cloak that was flowing with fine silk as he walked with his arms behind his back.
Father, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that he was our guest. I thought he was an intruder. Please forgive me.
Arabella replied as she hung her head.
No need for apologies on my behalf, my daughter. It was an honest mistake. I do believe your apologies are owed to our guest, wouldn't you say?
Her father responded.
I'm so sorry for attacking you.
Arabella said to Adonis.
I get it. You were fulfilling your duties as a guardian witch. Besides, I'd attack me too if I ran into myself in a dark alley. I realize how menacing my aura might seem to a perfect stranger. Good thing, too. If that was a real battle, it would have been over the moment you took your eyes off me. That kind of rookie mistake could cost you your life if you aren't careful.
Adonis said with a playful half-smile.
Ha! That's funny, because I was only using that first attack to lure you in. Drapion here would have ripped you to shreds, ghost boy.
Arabella said, teasing Adonis.
Yeah, right, Bella. Mr. Adonis is way too fast for you. Right, Mr. Adonis?
Said Arabella's 6-year-old kid sister, Megami, who ran up to Adonis and hugged his freezing cold arm tightly. Adonis only closed his eyes and smirked as he let Megami climb all over him as she pleased. Despite her young age and minimal experience, Megami Augury was one of the coven's most powerful nature witches.
Huh. Megami? Does anyone want to explain to me what's going on here?
Arabella asked impatiently.
Arabella, before you is Prince Adonis Nova of Team Rocket. Though in life he made his fair share of mistakes, he has been resurrected by Arceus himself in order to become the next savior of our world. Years ago, Adonis's great-grandfather, Lord Zero Nova, restored balance to our world and protected us from the realm of the dead, as the prophecy foretold. When Giratina, the Dark One, opened the portal to the distortion well by tainting Lord Arceus's Haven Blade, Lord Zero defied the very fabric of space and time itself by penetrating the dark portal of eternal horrors, and took the tainted blade back from the Dark One by defeating him in fair combat within his own realm. He then sealed himself within the distortion well by locking the portal with the fabled Phantom Blade. And now all of these long years have passed, and Lord Zero's great-grandson has risen from the ashes in order to save Agoria once again, just as his ancestors did. What we are witnessing is a true miracle of nature. All of you were brought here by destiny. Adonis Nova, grandson of the Liberator, Eldridge Nova, and great-grandson of Lord Zero Nova, the King of Origin and founder of Team Rocket, Blythe Lightsworn, son of Crowley Lightsworn, master of the Draconid secrets of nature, and grandson of Zonder Lightsworn, founder of the ancient Draconid clan. And finally, Aiden Monarch, son of Desmond and Ava Monarch, famous heroes of Agoria known to all as Father Time and Mother Nature. It is truly an honor to be in the presence of such greatness. I am Lord Lucian Augury, head of this magnificent coven and the proud father of the two powerful young witches, Arabella and Megami Augury. Arabella, my daughter, I am overjoyed to see you return unharmed and with honored guests as well. It's been far too long since we've had guests here in Dissidia, my friends. We welcome you to our humble forest home. Adonis Nova, Aiden Monarch, and Blythe Lightsworn,
Lord Lucian said as the entire village behind them began to applaud their new guests of honor.
Thank you, Lord Lucian. We really appreciate the hospitality.
Aiden replied. Yeah, your village here is beautiful. I honestly haven't seen such beauty like this in my entire lifetime, Blythe said.
That is a lot coming from you, Blythe Lightsworn. If I recall correctly, Silver Mountain was one of the most lush and bountiful places in all of Agoria. I am honored that our home pleases you so. Though I am happy of your arrival, I am terribly sorry to hear of Eldridge Nova's recent passing. It is truly an immense tragedy, and we shall hold a ceremonial funeral to honor the Grand Sage's memory,
said Lucian.
Father, how did you know about Eldridge's passing? We rushed back as soon as we could to deliver you all the news,
Arabella asked.
Mr. Adonis told us.
Megami interjected while climbing up onto Adonis's back and holding onto his shoulders.
Adonis? How would you have known? You weren't even there. Also, that reminds me, how are you even standing before us? Didn't the barrier prevent you from entering the edge of the forest?
Arabella asked Blythe's thoughts.
The barrier, of course. That's why Adonis didn't show up to help us. We camped out inside of the forest. He was probably locked out.
Blythe realized to himself.
Once I sensed the kid was in danger, of course I attempted to breach the forest. Though I gotta say, that barrier you people created is one of the most potent and impenetrable barriers in existence as far as I'm concerned.
Adonis replied.
Yes, apparently our scouts felt a disturbance towards the west side of the forest, so naturally they made their way over to the area. They found Adonis Nova attempting to breach the barrier and immediately engaged him in combat. They soon enough realized they were no match for him, even while they had him outnumbered. However, they also noticed that Adonis was holding back. If he had wanted to kill them, they would have all long been gone.
Lucian explained.
You give me far too much credit, Lord Lucian. It's not like it was easy. I had to fight 4 different elite witch scouts without killing them until they reached their limits. Even for me, that's no easy task. Your coven holds promising talent, Lord Lucian.
Adonis added.
Yes, well, there is a reason we have survived this long as a coven. Now that the introductions have been made, let us dine together in celebration of your arrival, young ones. Business will come tomorrow. Tonight we shall enjoy each other's company.
Lucian said as he started to cough heavily.
Father, are you okay? Here, let me help you.
Arabella said as she helped her father towards the dining hall.
Oh, don't you worry about me, my daughter. I will be just fine,
said Lucian, trying to reassure his daughter. After introductions, the village people dispersed and went on about their business. Aiden, Blythe, Arabella, and Megami followed Lord Lucian and the coven's higher-up members into the dining hall to celebrate their arrival.
Adonis, aren't you coming? Where are you going?
Aiden said to Adonis as he noticed him walking into the surrounding forest.
You guys go on ahead, kid. I'll catch up later.
Adonis said as he put his hand up and quickly disappeared into the darkness of the forest.
Adonis,
Aiden said to himself with a sad look on his face. Lord Lucian and his coven provided only the finest hospitality towards Aiden and Blythe, as they would eat one of the most delicious and filling meals they had eaten since before their journey began.
Where did Mr. Adonis go? I wanted him to sit next to me.
Megami whined while pulling up her seat at the giant dining table that could easily seat over 40 people.
It's all right, Megami. Mr. Adonis said he would catch up with us later. If I know him, he'll be back as soon as possible. That's a promise!
Aiden said to Megami with a bright smile and a thumbs up. More like he'll be back whenever he feels like it, Blythe said, cutting in. Aiden only looked at Blythe with an angry look on his face.
Yay! That's a promise! That's a promise!
Megami cheered happily. For the rest of the night, everyone enjoyed each other's company and celebrated the life of Eldridge Nova and Alakazam. They all shared many stories and experiences and got to know each other better.
Oh, I think that is enough drinking for me tonight. Everyone, I shall retire to my quarters. Aiden, Blythe, it has truly been an honor.
Lucian said as he began wildly coughing and clutching his torso.
Father!
Arabella rushed over to her father and began healing him with her abilities.
Lord Lucian, are you alright, sir?
Aiden yells as he stands up abruptly. Lucian cannot respond as he is wheezing and coughing violently.
So sorry, everyone. Please excuse me,
Lord Lucian says while hyperventilating. Arabella and another coven member then bring Lord Lucian to his quarters to care for him.
Megami, I don't want to be rude, but what just happened with your father?
Blythe asked curiously.
Daddy is sick. He has frost lung. Frost lung made some of Daddy's friends dead too. No one can cure it because of those ice meanies that live outside. The medicine is in the Glacier Mountains, but since the mean ice people won't let us get the sweetbread flower, we won't be able to save Daddy. I'm afraid that the frost lung will make Daddy dead soon too.
Megami said with immense sadness.
What? That's terrible. Megami, are you talking about Helix Frost and the Ice Clan?
Aiden asked.
Yes, I hate them. I hate them. They're so mean. All we wanted was to be their friends, but they just bullied us and hurt our family.
Megami replied. Well, Megami, you're in luck. Aiden and I are powerful heroes who help people with stuff like this all the time. Don't worry about your dad. We're gonna make sure those ice dummies give us the medicine to heal his frost lung. Blythe said proudly.
Huh? Really? You mean it? You mean it?
Megami asked with excitement.
That's right, Megami. That's a promise.
Aiden replied with confidence.
Yay! That's a promise! That's a promise! Thank you, Aiden and Blythe. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Megami said.
Do you guys really mean that? Would you really put your mission on hold just to help my father do better?
Arabella asked as she walked back into the dining room.
Of course. Your people are so kind. I don't understand how the Ice Clan could be so cruel as to keep medication from people who need it. Besides, that's what Master Eldridge would have done. This is what he would have wanted. And that's what this mission is all about. To band together and help those who need us.
Aiden replied. That's right. We're always going to be here for anyone who needs us. You're a part of our team now, Arabella. That means nobody gets left behind. We're with you through thick and thin. Blythe added.
You guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. Generosity is so hard to come by nowadays. Thank you. Thank you both so much.
Arabella said as she ran up to Blythe and hugged him tight, causing him to blush.
Don't worry, Arabella. Lord Lucian is going to be just fine. I have an idea. We should get Adonis to do a bit of recon on the Glacier Mountains. Maybe we can even get him to sneak past the Ice Clan and get the flower you guys need to make the medicine. If we can successfully do that, we might be able to avoid a fight with them altogether.
Aiden explained. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he's on his way to do that right now. Gathering information for us without us knowing is kind of his thing. Blythe added.
Alright, it's decided then. We'll postpone our initial goal in order to help cure my father. I have him comfortable right now, so I think we should all rest for the night. Here, I'll show you guys to your quarters, and we'll get started on our mission immediately after Eldridge's funeral tomorrow. Sound good, guys?
Arabella asked.
That sounds great. Thank you, Arabella. I really appreciate your coven putting together a memorial service for Master Eldridge. It's what he deserves.
Aiden said in agreement. Arabella then showed Blythe and Aiden to a nearby cottage that held a candlelit luxury room with 2 pristine beds that looked extremely inviting to the boys. Wow, this is amazing, Arabella! Your coven really knows how to live, said Blythe as he launched himself backwards onto one of the beds.
Blythe, don't be rude, man.
Aiden said to Blythe.
That's okay. Make yourselves at home. The kitchen is straight through this hallway, and the restroom is the first door on the right. If you need anything throughout the night, I'll be right next door, guys. Rest up. We have a big day tomorrow. Good night, boys.
Arabella said as she left the boys to it.
Good night, Arabella. Thanks again.
Aiden said. The boys then got comfortable in their beds, and eventually, after talking for a while, they both drifted off into sleep.
Huh? What? Who are you?
Aiden asked as he was awakened by Shedinja floating around his head. Shedinja then replied positively and began floating towards the doorway.
Okay, wait up! I need my shoes!
Aiden said as he quickly strapped his Pokeball belt onto his waist and slipped into his running shoes. Shedinja was now outside of Aiden's window, indicating for Aiden to follow.
Where are we going, buddy?
Aiden asked as he exited the window that was beside his bed. Shedinja then began to pick up speed and flew at a brisk pace through the forest towards the shore of the frozen ocean. Aiden ran as fast as he could to catch up with Shedinja and eventually caught up to it once they reached the edge of the snowy forest.
Huh? Is that Adonis standing on the icy beach? What's he doing, Shedinja?
Aiden asked as he and Shedinja watched Adonis from a distance. He appeared to be speaking to someone, though he was completely alone as he stared into the vast horizons of the frozen ocean.
So, you finally kicked the bucket. I told you not to go dying on me so soon, old man. Couldn't be helped, I suppose. Such a waste. You're an inspiration to everyone who met you, even that crazed lunatic you call a son. Even up until the very end, you continued to see the light in even the darkest of trenches. Nonetheless,
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Good night, grandfather, and thank you for everything. Adonis said as he spoke to the winds in hope that they may carry his words towards Eldridge's resting ears. Adonis quickly dissipated as winds that carried a certain warmth rushed intensely over the frozen ocean and calmly dispersed throughout the starry night sky.
Adonis, I knew exactly how you're feeling right now.
Aiden said to himself as a single tear fell from his eye. Shedinja then disappeared and faded into the darkness of the forest.
It's a tricky thing to fully understand, isn't it? War, I mean.
Adonis said as he calmly appeared beside Aiden.
Why did this have to happen, Adonis? Why did somebody so great have to die? And everything that happened in your past? Why does life have to be this way? Why does Arceus give us the ability to love if everyone gets taken from us in the end?
Aiden asked with sorrow in his words.
It just goes to show you, kid. In war, no matter what side of the battlefield you're on, in the end, everyone eventually loses.
Adonis replied.
No, I refuse to accept that. It doesn't have to be this way, Adonis. When Alakazam revealed your memories to me, I saw everything. I lived your entire lifetime and watched it all unfold through my own eyes. Jace, Nira, Vincent, and even your own mother. Everyone was taken from you one by one. It just isn't fair. You never had a choice. Your fate was decided by Zalis from the very beginning. I know you killed my parents, and you even almost killed me, but I don't care about any of that. You wouldn't have done it if you had the choice. Then Master Eldridge gave you that choice, didn't he? I saw when he brought you to your senses. I saw Ninja sacrifice itself for me. I saw what Zalis did to you. When I saw him murder you, I felt your pain like it was my own. My only regret is that I couldn't be there to break every bone in his body.
Aiden said with furious anger in his words.
Dying isn't so bad. Once the pain is gone, it's all smooth sailing from there, isn't it, kid?
Adonis replied lightheartedly.
I was born the day you died, Adonis. You and me, we're more connected than I thought, aren't we?
Aiden asked.
You're finally starting to get it, kid. Looks like the old man was right about you. Let's try not to let him down then. Got it?
Adonis said as he and Shedinja dissipated once again into the darkness of the forest. Adonis turned around and stared deeply into the night sky as the waves of the frozen ocean calmly rolled over its surface.
That's a promise. Thank you, my friend.
He said as he began to make his way back to the guest cottage to get some rest for the night.